Hello, welcome back. Glad you came back for part 2 of this cruise video. Anyway, you're probably wondering, how the heck did you guys get in the retreat? Kind of left you on a cliffhanger there. But, simply put, we bought a cruise, and we won a raffle. So, this is us when we bought the cruise.
Gotta hurry up, there was so much fun.
A super discount. Good morning.
I'm thinking about the bottle of wine.
They gave us a bottle of wine. The payment date is our wedding day, so I'm gonna do that morning. Yo, we live it right now.
Truly, it's great.
So, if you don't know, the best time to book your next cruise, is on the current cruise you're on. So, that's what we did. We went ahead and booked our honeymoon, and I'm going to keep it a secret until I make the video, or maybe I won't. I don't know, I'm bad at surprises. Anyway, we booked it, and that put us in a raffle, and if we won the raffle, we would win an upgrade to the retreat. My dad said, and my mom said, that we just had a really good story, because it was Stefan's first cruise, we were getting married, and so it made a good, come-up story, I guess. We were, the underdogs, and so that's why we won. I like to say we were just lucky. But, yeah. So, now you kind of got a recap on how we got into the retreat. So, yeah. Now you're going to be seeing everything from the retreat perspective, kind of. So, no more aqua class. So, let's jump back into it. So, now, back to the current timeline. Starting at day 4, which was a sea day, so I didn't start recording till, I guess, later on in the evening. Earlier, we went ahead and did a Riedel wine tasting. The benefit of doing it on the cruise is that you get a voucher for the Riedel glasses, but it's a voucher, so it's cheaper than if you bought it in store. Next, we had our first night in the retreat, which my parents were very happy about, because they upgraded with us. Well, they didn't win, they paid for it. So, as I said before, we weren't able to eat at, we could eat at Blue, but we didn't. We decided to eat at Luminae, which is exclusive to the retreat. So as you can see, look at the plating. I don't remember what it was, and in the video, I didn't say. This was dumpling soup, and I remember this being delicious. Our server's name was Tracy. She was very nice. But shout out to Anthony at Blue, though. I didn't get to say goodbye, and that was kind of foul. But anyway, if you see this, Anthony, goodbye. I don't know what went up with the footage, but apparently I ran out of footage, and so here is day 5. We took advantage of the room service at the retreat, and as you can see, we got bagels, eggs, bacon, and some, they gave us string beans and hash browns before our excursions to Saint-Tropez.
Did I start recording?
Parce qu'aujourd'hui, nous sommes du Rapallo to le sud de France.
So buckle up, this is by far my favorite excursion, and it's a shame because they said they are not going to do it again. I think what made it so great was the tour guide. She kind of ruined all the other tour guides for the rest of the trip because she was just so great. So yeah, it was a long drive. I think it was about 2-hour drive to get to Saint-Tropez, which is why they kind of canceled it, because technically we docked in Toulon or Provence. I don't know. I took Spanish, not French. But it was very nice. I really enjoyed this. I learned a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't have, and I also took a very good nap on this. So
because they had something like 6 or 8 gendarmes at Saint-Tropez. There are a lot of different gendarmes at Saint-Tropez. Here we are. So you see, left, on your left there, this is the Port Grimaud. That's what I told you. Like every house has his own yacht parking. Here you have nice yachts. But the thing is that this year, we don't.
So, believe it or not, she talked the whole ride there, but we made it Saint-Tropez. So we got off the bus. I didn't get the public toilets because that was disgusting. That was not very Saint-Tropez to have toilets like that. But anyway, I digress. We walked a lot during this excursion. I enjoyed that because I got to get a full experience of Saint-Tropez, and I felt like the tour guide understood that we would like to walk around by ourselves, and she gave us a lot of free time, which I appreciated. So I learned a little bit about Saint-Tropez, but I also got to explore Saint-Tropez on our own.
All of us to the shadow. So, you know, from time to time, you just need to suffer for 1 hour. Okay? Yeah, you have a head. You have. So this is it.
Right.
This is it. You see, first of all, I will show you. This is the port of Saint-Tropez. You see the tiny little port with huge yacht.
I like to include like clips of her in it because she was hilarious. To be fair, the only complaint I would say is that there were times where I couldn't hear her and what she was saying. It wasn't that large of a group, but it was large enough that like other tours you'll see, we'll have to put headsets in so that we can hear them. That would have been a little bit nicer because there are parts of this tour that's like I don't really like right now. I don't know what the pertinence of this is. I think it might have to do with film, like this. I don't know. But, oh wait, no, this is beautiful. That's why I did this. But, yeah.
Guys, the place will get. But, if you want to see a peacock that can count to 10, you need to go to the museum. No, really. They have a peacock there. One of them, he's just sitting and screaming all the time. And another one, he's just walking around. And when there are 10 people around him, he's open. He's
So, we climbed up to this hill so we could get a nice view of Saint-Tropez. And it was very beautiful. She was just talking about a peacock that's in some church at the bottom of a hill that apparently knows how to count to 10. And it will quack, or not, I don't even know. Would the peacocks quack? What do they do? Not bark. Anyway, make a sound. Whatever peacocks make. 10 times, or however many people are in a room. I don't know. I didn't see the peacock, but apparently that's what it does. So, shout out to the tour guide. As I was saying, she gave us free time. So, this was amazing linguine. Truly delicious. So I had some of that. I also had this salad, which was also really good. And my favorite thing that I got to try was a Saint-Tropezan pie. That's it. It has like custard in the middle, and boy was that delicious. I could have ate like 5 of those.
What they call that stuff, but that little like caramel, man. You don't stop playing. I mean, if they give me one right now, tear it up live.
I didn't though. I could have. Yeah, that kid said it best. But anyway, we got back on the boat, and here's Stefan.
Who is that man? And why is he not unlocked for this game?
Who's that Pokemon?
It's what's the one that digs? Diglett!
That's disgusting. Oh, please, for my vlog.
What?
This is an original oil painting that I bought off the street in Saint-Tropez. It is a continuation piece, but I bought one of them.
So it is not continuation piece. Don't tell anybody else it continues, but you don't have the other half.
Yeah, that is so cool though. And then, hold on. Well, I'm not gonna unravel it. I got another one, and I waited a long time for that lady to come so that I could buy a painting. And then her paintings were 90 euros, and I felt like
she was trying to haggle with you herself.
But I was ready. I was ready, but I thought everyone else thought I was being silly.
Voices in your head. Let's
Yeah. Oh, the other one?
Yes. Actually, no. Let's do
No,
the wrap
because
up.
I'm gonna.
All right, let's do this video. Picture.
Okay. Saint-Tropez.
And you can see me. And it's too bright. Okay, Kelsey, how?
So after taking a break from the excursion, we headed to our martini tasting. So the martini tasting was an extra thing that you had to buy either when you got on the ship, like you could have paid when you walked up there, or through the app before boarding. So we did ours before boarding. I enjoyed it. So there was like a menu you got to choose from, and he would make you whatever drink you chose. And I enjoyed the flair. I think that's what it's called. Look at that. Flawless finish. Now, he definitely did not skimp out on the alcohol, so we had to take a nap after this flight. But After that, we woke up, got refreshed, changed, and headed to Fine Cut Steakhouse.
All right, Stefan's on the camera, the real professional. As you can see, I have the ribeye with a nice little moat around it. She has the butterfly filet mignon.
You didn't get the drizzle.
With the drizzle, she's putting a little Bordelaise sauce on there. This is all of New York State strip cut. It's about 5 inches right there. And he said including Long Island and Staten Island. That's what that is. Let me zoom in for that.
What's up with this bread, man?
All of Long Island, Staten Island, upstate. Shoot, might as well throw New Jersey in there. That thing is nice.
Convicted to it.
So yeah, Stefan's focused on the steak, but that was a lot of food. We had trouble eating it all. Not as much as Eden, though. So Fine Cut Steakhouse is a specialty restaurant. Wow, look at that dessert. So anybody can eat here. It doesn't matter you're like sweet or wherever you're staying. Anybody can eat here. You just have to have the specialty dining package. Day 6, we were in Portofino. So we had to use Tinder to get into the port. That required the use of the magic carpet, which lowered us down. And yeah, got into the Tinder and headed along. We got to the captain of this was pretty nice. He spun the boat around a couple times so we could take pictures. As you can see, it was seats of 4. I didn't get a seat by the window. But if you get a seat by the window, it can be nice. The windows are a little dirty, so it's going to be kind of a foggy view of Portofino, but hey, you get the message. So I would say Portofino was probably the only port where you didn't really need to do an excursion, because as soon as you got off the tender, there was tons of options. There was restaurants. If you're into shopping for luxury goods, there was a Christian Dior store. For some reason, that's the only Louis Vuitton stores like that. If you're into that, so there's a lot of shopping that you could do. We went ahead and did an excursion. So this was a walking tour that we did. And as I mentioned, the Saint-Tropez tour guide was my favorite tour guide and ruined all other tour guides for me. So I guess this tour guide was already starting at disadvantage. I'm not sure. But I definitely, didn't feel like it was as enjoyable or as interesting as it could have been. And I felt like a lot of people on the tour felt that way as well. Because at some point near the end, once we got back to where we got dropped off from the cruise ship, she was like, you guys can leave the tour early as well. And I don't think she thought that many people would take her up on that offer. Us being one of them. Anyway, I will just say that it was a little bit, I don't know, this is not my favorite excursion. It wasn't my favorite. There was a lot of people on the ferry going to several different excursions, because you had people going to Cinque Terre, which was like a 9-hour excursion, but we all crammed onto just one ferry. So COVID, it didn't make you feel that great. So as you can see, so you just kind of sat next to strangers and things like that. Granted, the view was beautiful. So those would be my main complaints with this, is that it was a lot of different tour groups and excursion groups all on one boat at the same time, and there wasn't a lot of space. And I felt like they could have broken it up into 2 different groups, but hey, I don't know. I'm not with the logistics of the cruise. Anyway, let me get back to this. So this was one of the tours where they give you a little, I guess this kind of looks like a pager, about the size of a pager. You can clip it on, you can hang it around your neck, whatever, and it comes with headphones, and you can listen to the tour guide, since there was a lot of people on this tour, and she was really far ahead. And to be honest with you, I don't really know, we kind of went to places, but we didn't really understand where we were going. So I don't know if that was on us or on the tour guide once again, but it was very beautiful. So it was a nice way to see different parts. So this part is Santa Margherita. I believe. So I do remember going there, and we had to take a ferry there. So let me just let this keep playing. So we walked for like 10 minutes to get on this bus to take us further into town, where we were able to get lunch. So that was nice. It was free lunch, and once again, it was a lot of other different tours with us, but it wasn't as crowded, so it wasn't an issue. It was just a nice break from the heat as well. So we walked some more. She showed us some sights, and then, as I was saying, we got to lunch. We ended up just grabbing some different types of bread, so different types of focaccia bread. I really love that type of bread, so I wasn't complaining. But that was really all that we found, I don't know, appetizing at the time. So we headed back to the spot where we had gotten off the ferry before heading into a walking area. I guess it's, what do you call those? You know where it's like an area and they walk and there's no cars? That's where we were. To go see a church, which was very nice on the inside. I mean, any type of words to describe it just seems like it doesn't mean anything. But once you see it, you'll go, wow, I get what you're saying, Kelsey.
Look at this right here. If y'all watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you know.
Alright, so I never did anything with Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid, so I don't think that was a reference. Pretty sure that was X-Files. But anyway, look at this chapel. I told you, see, apologize, because I was actually saying something. This is a nice church. And I bet you can tell who has the camera now, because there's a lot of zooming going on. It's Stefan. But the man, I guess he loves some details. So, I mean, it's not bad. I'm glad he zoomed in on that, because there are some very intricate details going on. That's me. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. 10 out of 10 recommend a fan. But so she allowed us to have some free time after the church, so we just went ahead and waited by the ferry stop, taking pictures and things like that. Once we got off the ferry, we just left the tour group. My parents headed back to the ship, and Stefan and I kind of explored and see if we wanted to buy something luxury, but we were too broke. It was fine. So we ended up having dinner at Luminae. Oh wow, I didn't like what was on the menu, so they were nice enough to make me something special from the main dining. So if you made it this far, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. But back to what I was talking about. We are in Florence, Italy. We decided to do the historical Florence and Accademia Museum. I enjoyed this tour a lot, and I got to go back to Florence. This is my second time going to Florence, but when I first went to Florence, I was broke. So it's a lot better now. Now I'm on a cruise ship and I'm not broke. So I just wanted to point out that we stopped at the Galileo Museum. Granted, we didn't get to go in. That was not included in the excursion, but we did get to see the outside of it. And you know, I think it's probably more exciting to see the inside than the outside. But I think she only stopped here, honestly, to just give us a break from walking into the inner city of Florence. And there he is, folks. Well, a smaller version of him, the man of the hour, David. That's really why I wanted to go on this tour. I didn't get to see David the first time I was in Florence, so I was excited to get this option on this cruise. So this is the Accademia Museum when you first walk in. Highly suggest getting your tickets ahead of time because that line was insane. Because we had tickets and like a check-in time, I think it was, we were able to get in a little bit earlier. It was still a bit of a wait, but it was not nearly as bad as other people who just walked up. So yeah, this is where the statue of David is, but there's several other rooms with art to see besides David. So, I mean, I guess if it's like the Louvre and you're trying to get to Mona Lisa, I guess you could just run through all of this to just see the statue of David. But I suggest just taking a look around. It's still worth it. So I guess I'll find out if I'm allowed to post this on YouTube, but it's art, so I think it should be fine. And there he is, statue of David. So yeah, David used to be in the square where I showed you that smaller David was, but now he's in this museum because people were throwing benches at him. So David's taken a beating over the years, so they want to keep him intact, I guess. I think someone came into the museum and attacked him. But anyway, look at David. And if you can see, I don't think I got a video of it. He's supposed to have a rock in one hand and then a slingshot in another. And he's about to take down Goliath. Because, you know, David and Goliath, if you didn't know, that's where David's from. That's his story. You can see the rock in this one. Once we finished in the museum, we were out in the heat again and we were walking. We headed to the Piazza del Duomo. Forgive me if I said that wrong. I'm really trying my best here. I had seen this before, and I thought that we were going to be able to go in. The excursion mentioned that we had to dress like women had to cover their shoulders and their knees, which is why I was wearing that long dress. But we didn't get to go inside, so I don't think it mattered. This is where we had lunch. It was okay. I think I would have picked a different place, but it was good. Then we headed to this square where she said we could get gelato and shop at the stores and have free time. This is the end of our cruise. This was the last day, so after this we headed back to the boat, ate, did all that, and now we're in Rome. This is our first day in Rome. We got off the ship and stopped at this cafe to eat. So bear with me. Rome, a lot happened in Rome in a day, since we only had one day there, so Stefan and I packed everything in that we could. So I didn't really want to eat anything heavy because before we got off the ship, we ate at Luminae, but I tried this prosciutto and salami sandwich. It was good. Okay, what do you have?
I have a ciambella.
How do you say it again?
La ciambella.
Thank you. How is it?
It feels like a ciambella.
Okay.
I give it about 3 feathers. Straight from America. So we're in the NH Collection Roma Giustiano Hotel. Too early to get our room, so as you can see, they get you at the bags to get changed because you can't cover no shoulders and no knees for the Sistine Chapel. It's Michelangelo's rule.
So once I changed for the Basilica, we stopped at Pizza and Sandwich de Pasquale. Very nice guy, family-owned business. He was very friendly and tried to practice his English with us. And the pizza was good. It's supposed to be Roma-style pizza. Now, I don't know. To me, I think I probably could have had better pizza, but I was in a rush and I wanted to eat by the Vatican, which is why I chose there.
I think this in with Tom Hanks.
Really?
Yes.
What is it? The Da Vinci Code.
I feel like this is in the Da Vinci.
Well, the Sistine Chapel is supposed to be over here.
Where?
This is what we go to see.
That's what I want to see. Is that where the paintings are?
Yeah, Michelangelo.
Yeah.
So, but well, all this Egyptian stuff. I think we can all agree that the one thing that held us back on this trip is how hot it was. So when we went to go see things, it was kind of like, let's go see what we wanted to see and then leave because it's just so hot. The Vatican Museum is not air conditioned at all. It is very hot. They had fans in some areas of the room, but it was still like we were sweating. Still, we saw a lot of neat artwork. I don't know if neat's the right word, but it was art. It was art. Disappointing thing was I didn't realize this is that you cannot take videos in the Sistine Chapel. It has something to do with a copyright issue with a Japanese company who helped fund the renovation of the chapel. So I don't have any videos of that. If any, you're just gonna have to see it in person. I'll tell you, it's worth it. It's worth it. But the guards, they yelled a lot, so I don't know. It kind of took away of the moment of reverence because they were yelling at people for taking photos. But the people took their photos and then they didn't delete them. So I guess if you wanted to, you could take your photo and then get yelled at and you might feel like it's worth it. That's my thoughts on that. So this is the next part of the tour.
The map in my pocket.
I folded it and gave it to you.
Oh, it's in this.
Oh.
Yeah, so we gotta pass all of these.
This is me. This is me. Oh, they never tell you when you do these tours that there's a whole bunch of stuff that you probably weren't prepared to see in order just to see what you thought you were going to see. Oh, wow, that's a nice picture. Excuse me. Wow, look at that. Hello, so here we are in Rome. That was the Sistine Chapel. I don't know. I couldn't record in there. They were very strict about that. So in case you wanted to try it, they're very strict about it. So it's just something that you're gonna have to go see. It is hot as anything out there. We're taking a break. We were finally able to check into our hotel at the NH Collection Guestano in Rome. So I will do a little tour to show you the room in case you're looking for a place to stay. Location wise, I will say that it's a 15-minute walk to the Vatican museums, but it is far from other destinations you may want to see, like the Trevi Fountain, or, and I may be saying that wrong, sorry, the Colosseum. Things like that are on the other side of the river, so just so you know. So now I'm going to give you a tour of this hotel that we're staying in. It's a 1-bedroom suite, so let me show it to you. Here you have the walkway, there's a mirror, and then there is this little area to, what I imagine you would do is sit down to take off your shoes. Very nice. That's the front door. You walk in this way, and you have a sofa with it's a large space, very spacious. A TV, you walk over here, you have your normal coffee machine, water, coffee, tea, glasses, a little snack, a mini bar, office work area. And the view of the street is this. We are on the first floor, and it's next to a post office. So if you want to ship some souvenirs home, or your luggage is overweight, there you go. This is a very nice bed. I think it's a queen size bed. It's not, it's not a king. Don't look there. I just unpacked everything. This is the bathroom. I'm not gonna go in because it's in use, but there is a bidet. I said I'm not gonna go in. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not going in there. So you guys are just gonna have to just like look that online. Cause I'm not going in after that guy. But yeah. So I'll hit up with more. I'll show you more food. Pasta. Pasta is what we're having tonight. I want to have pasta. I had gelato yesterday in Florence and it was delicious. And I had like gelato about 3 times on this trip, so I think I have my gelato fix. Before dinner, we headed on a hop-on, hop-off bus around Rome. In Barcelona, this was amazing, and it got us around Barcelona easily, especially in the heat. I would say for Rome, it was a little bit not as nice. The buses weren't as nice. It was also very chaotic to figure out which bus you had to get on, because they were all kind of congregated in the same space, but then people were trying to sell you to get you to go on their bus. At least this was our experience. So yeah. Sadly, we weren't able to see Trevi Fountains. My parents did see it, so they said it was a sight to see. But we did see the outside of the Colosseum. Either way, I'm gonna have to get back to Rome because I didn't give it a full. I didn't get to do what I needed to do here. All right, I got a little sample of it, so I definitely be back to Rome and see some more sights. And this is our final stop for Rome. It was this restaurant that we found, walked past. It was empty. I guess we ate earlier than most people would in Rome. I finally got my pasta though, so I was very happy. So here's my pasta and Stefan's pasta, which is coming later on. But I hope you guys liked the video. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Remember, hit that notification bell as well. I have another video coming out. It's a friend's trip to Las Vegas, so stay on the lookout for that. Okay, bye.